Alright, we got our first person here, which means it's officially time to get underway. That might be our record fastest time. Now today, we have some very exciting stuff to go over because the 2023 Monster Jam season kickoff has officially gone underway, and all of last weekend is going to be covered in today's video. So let's get going here. So, all 5 tours had stopped last weekend, and there are some rather upsetting things, I would say, to cover, some better things to cover, and stuff like that. So we're gonna go from the first stop Monster Jam made to the other stops, because that's the best way I could find to word it. Alright, so, really quickly, before we do get into today's video, I do just want to say a quick rest in peace there to Ken Block, a very iconic legend in the motorsports community, gone too soon, just because of something that went so wrong. Just, you know, riding out on his snowmobile and fell back, landed straight on his chest, and unfortunately that was the moment that it was over. But I just wanted to give these the first few seconds here as we're underway with this stream in memory of Ken Block. And yeah, we're now going to get underway here with today's video. So let's move into what we have going up next, which is the weekend recap. So we're gonna make our way over to results, and this weekend, or well, should I say last weekend, for Monster Jam, the first show of 2023 was in Salt Lake City, Utah, January 6th, which is a Friday, which is something that we sometimes see in arenas. Now, we are off for reviewing 12 shows, I think. 12 to 16 shows we have to cover today. So, we're gonna not go as in-depth as I used to postseason, where I said all your winners. We're gonna go over your overall winners for everything. And then, now, after we do all the overall winners for the different stops, we're gonna go over the point standings. So, last weekend, the season kickoff kicked off in Salt Lake City, Friday, January 6th. On Friday, we would see Kristen Anderson walk away with the overall win, tied with Tristan England for 26 points, but the win was given to Kristen Anderson. Saturday afternoon in Salt Lake City, the overall would go to Elvis Linus, winning with 25 points to David Olfert with 24. Saturday evening, or Saturday night, as I would like to call it more, we would see Tristan England get the overall win with 29 points to Elvis Linus with a 26 points, giving the win to Tristan England. And then Sunday, Tristan England would get a win again, so 2 wins in a row for Tristan England, picking up 26 points for this overall, with David Wilford in second with 23. That is all the big results from Salt Lake City, Utah. We will go over where that put the drivers on the point standings a little bit later. Then Monster Jam would head out to Greenville, South Carolina, and we're going to go over everything there. So I didn't actually go over the tour for the last one, which I should have done, so I'll do that here. This is Arena Series West. No. Excuse that. This is Arena Series East, which would see Brandon Vincent Gravedigger, Michaela Teluchka Megalodon, Jamie Sullivan Monster Dalmatian, Cody Saucier and Dragon, Brandon Teluchka and Just Get Her Done, John Zimmer Jr. and Terminal Velocity, Tony Oaks and Thunder Roars, and Wildside with Zach Garner. This tour would see 3 shows. Saturday afternoon, we would see the winner as Cody Saucier and Dragon with 27 points, tied with Brandon Vincent, who also had 27 points, but the win was given to Cody Saucier. Saturday night, we would see Brandon Vincent then get the overall 26 points, with second place being Tony Oaks and the all-new Thunder Roars. And then Sunday afternoon, we would see the winner, which is actually a bit of a surprise to a lot of people. It's actually going to be Brandon Teluchka and Just Get Her Done second generation, with second place being Cody Saucier. So, we are the first weekend in, and Brandon Teluchka has already picked up his first overall, which is pretty cool to see for the independent scene. As well as this, Monster Jam would head out to Nashville, Tennessee on Arena Series Central. Sorry, I'm not used to doing all this talking. It's been 4 or 5 weeks. Your tour here is Weston Anderson Gravedigger, Bernard Light Megalodon, Armando Castro El Toro Loco, Chad Tangler Zombie, Lindsey Reed Scooby-Doo, Hunter Souza Earthshaker, Dalton Widener Jurassic Attack, and Frank Kermel and the Stone Crusher. This would also be a 3-show weekend. So it would kick off Saturday afternoon, which would see Dalton Widener get the overall with 27 points, and Weston Anderson get second with 26 points. Saturday evening, or Saturday night as I like to call it, would come around and see Weston Anderson get the win with 29 points, Tristan England back in 21 points, but this would be a pretty bad news event for Dalton Widener because he would only end up with 15 points, which did crash his overall a little bit in the point standings. And then he'd get some of those points back Sunday afternoon, where he would get an overall with 25 points, followed by Armando Castro, and then Weston Anderson. So those are all the, I guess, smaller events. They're the arena events, the 3 arena tours. We're going to go over point standings after we get through these 2 next stops, which were to these 2 stadium stops. I am all over the place in this video. The 2 stadium stops, that's actually too much of a tongue twister, stadium stops. I'm getting way off track here. We're San Diego and Oakland, so 2 California stops. We're going to go over Oakland here first. So Oakland would see Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, Tulladuke, Megalodon, Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco, Tom Mentz, Max D, Camden Murphy, Bakugan, Dragonoid, Bryce Kenny, Great Cliffs, Mohawk Warrior, Caleb Blood, Soldier Fortune, Goldenard, Black Pearl, Nick Pagliarulo, Kraken, Matt Pagliarulo, Jester, Travis Mowry, Velociraptor, Mike Christensen, Vendetta. Did that all in about 3 breaths, I think. But this would only be 1 event, so we're going to go over the closer details, which is the winner for each event, since there's less to go over here. Racing would see... Wait, oh, that's very confusing. Racing would see Cole Vennard get the win with Travis Mowry in second. But Travis Mowry would experience some breakage here and not compete for the rest of the event, which we'll get to in a second. Skills Challenge winner would be Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, and Freestyle winner would be Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, which if you haven't seen that Freestyle run, there are plenty of channels that have that out. Go watch Adam Anderson's Freestyle in Oakland if you have not seen it, because that was one of the best runs that we've gotten in the past, probably of the 2020 so far. It's got to be one of the best runs we've seen. And on the overall event winning section, we would see Adam Anderson get the win with 32 points, Cole Vennard with 30 points, Camden Murphy with 24 points. There's some very bad news to cover with the overall, because Tom Mentz ended the night in Oakland with a 0 points he went home with. And that's because when intros came around and he had his special Max D intro, he did what Tom Mentz does best, and he destroyed the truck, specifically by going through a motor in intros and not having it fixed in time for freestyle, therefore competing in 0 of the events, which sucks for him, but it also sucks for the Oakland fans who are, you know, looking forward to seeing it run. I guess they did get to see it go around for intros a little bit, though. But yeah, your winner for Oakland would be Adam Anderson with 32 points, and on the polar opposite end would be Tom Mentz, Max D with no points. So polar opposites here with the 2 biggest competitors on the tour. And then as well as that, Monster Jam made its Snapdragon Stadium debut in San Diego, which was a 2-day weekend. So it would be Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, Corey Rummel, Megalodon, Jim Kohler, Avenger. We would see Mark Liss, El Toro Loco, Bari Musauer and Zombie, Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt. We would see Joe Foley and Axe, Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, John Gordon and Bad Company, Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, and Cole Stevens and Thunder Roris. We are going to start with the Saturday night show. It would start in racing, where we would see John Gordon and Bad Company actually be able to get the racing win, leaving Tyler Menninga in second for racing. Skills would come around and Tyler Menninga would be able to get his win, followed by Ryan Anderson, who to me had a better run, but Tyler Menninga aced the bicycle to moonwalk, getting him the win for skills. And freestyle would come around, where we would see Tyler Menninga get the win. Sorry, I skipped a thing. Would come around to freestyle, where Cynthia Gauthier would get the win and Lucas Stabilizer, followed by Mark Liss, El Toro Loco and Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. There was a bit of controversy around that freestyle win, and I also do agree. I would have probably put Cynthia's run in third, but it is what it is there. But the overalls wouldn't be too affected by that, as Tyler Menninga would still get the win, followed by Ryan Anderson, followed by Mark List. But here's another thing to cover, as we would see 0 points at this show as well, which would be to Ryan DeSharoon and Shaker, who was battling some pretty tough truck issues with the new chassis, and I guess it just wasn't ready for competition quite yet, because it wouldn't end up working for him that weekend, that show. The next show comes around, and we would see Shaker here. So what we would have going for the finals, though, would be Tyler Menninga beating Ryan Anderson in the racing finals for Sunday afternoon, getting a win for Tyler Menninga, which is, I believe... No, it's not his third one, it's his second one. Then it would go around to skills, where we would see Ryan Anderson get the skills challenge win, which to this point is Ryan Anderson's first win. So he would get a skills win there, followed by Tyler Menninga. And freestyle came around, seeing Cynthia Gauthier as the winner, followed by Ryan Anderson, followed by Joe Foley. Yes, pretty good performance for Joe Foley the first couple weekends, or shows, but it would result in some pretty expensive breakage both times. All of Team Scream busted the budget. Sunday night, 2 of them completely dismantled the front axle. Joe Foley started on fire. Well, that wasn't really a major issue. It was flipped upside down, though, and that caused some leftover stuff to light on fire. Chris Kohler finished, but did a bit of damage to the truck, and he destroyed the truck the night before that as well. As did Joe Foley, he lost a tire the night before that. It was a bit of a messy weekend for Team Scream, and your Sunday show winner would be Ryan Anderson's Son of a Digger, powered by Hoonigan. Actually, it's not listed as that anymore. I'm now realizing, so I don't know if that has something to do with the events that we saw happen a week ago on this day, because I'm not seeing it listed as Son of a Digger powered by Hoonigan right now. So they might have had to remove that after the events we saw go down with Ken Glock kept in mind. So it looks like that might be over now, but I guess we are gonna have to get back into calling it Son of a Digger for what time's looking like at the moment. But let's take a look at your overalls in the point standings. So we're going to start down with Arena Series West. Your overall champion right now is Tristan England and Earthshaker. This would be followed by Elvis Linus and El Toro Loco. And this would be followed by David Olfert and Velociraptor. Those points are Tristan England with 96, Elvis Linus with 93, and David Olfert with 84. Kristen Anderson's in 4th place with 79. Bailey Shay's in 5th place with 62. Mark Hall's in 6th place with 53. Ashley Sanford is in 7th place with 44. And Kurt Kramer is in last place with a 40. We would see Weston Anderson currently hold the point standings for Arena Series East. So we're going to go over that. It's Weston Anderson with 77 points leading, followed by Dalton Widener with 67, Armando Castro with 62 in 3rd, Lindsey Reed in 4th with 57, Hunter Souza in 5th with 51, Chad Tingler in 6th with 41, Bernard Light in 7th with 37, and Frank Kermel in last with 20. We move over to Arena Series Central, where we would see Brandon Vincent win at the moment with 72 points. Cody Saucier in 2nd with 68 points. Tony Oaks in 3rd with 52 points. John Zimmer Jr. in 4th with 50 points. Brandon Telechka in 5th with 49 points, so just out of the range of the top few after getting that overall. Zach Garner in 6th in Wildside with 46 points. Jamie Sullivan in 7th with 43 points, and Michaela Telechka in 8th with 37 points. Now I move over to our Stadium Series, so we start with Stadium Series Red. Your current place leader for Stadium Series Red is Adam... I have no idea where that came from. It's Adam Anderson with 32 points, followed by Colvin in second with 30 points, Cameron Murphy in third with 24 points, Jamie Garner in fourth with 23 points, a tie for sixth and fifth between Caleb Blood and Bryce Canny, both at 23 points at the moment, Todd LeDuc in seventh with 21 points, Nick Pagliarulo in eighth with 18 points, Mike Christensen in ninth with 13 points, Travis Mowry in 10th with 11 points after that unfortunate breakage, Matt Pagliarulo in 11th with 7 points, and the most unfortunate of all, Tom Meents dead last with 0 points because of some truck issues, because it's the same fate that Ryan Disharoon had to go up against, where the truck just wasn't ready for the new season, and I guess the testing wasn't done enough to come to that conclusion, so they just had to kind of wing it, and it didn't work out. And then we have Stadium Series Blue, so let's go over that. Your current points leader is Ryan Anderson with 63 points. Very close in second place is Tyler Menninga with 62 points. In third is John Gordon with 51 points. In fourth is Mark List with 44 points. Here's a big surprise here. In fifth is Joe Foley and Axe with 42 points, which is a crazy surprise, but awesome news. A tie for sixth and seventh between Cynthia Gauthier and Bari Musauer, both at 42 points. We see Corey Rummel in 8th with 31 points after some unfortunate breakage. In 9th, we have Colt Stevens with 30 points. In 10th, we have Jim Kohler with 27 points. In 11th, we have Chris Kohler with 21 points. And unfortunately, with the bad truck condition, I guess, not bad truck condition, but a truck that just wasn't ready to start the year off yet, Ryan Disharoon and Shaker only end with 5 points this past weekend. But that is all that stuff out of the way. Honestly, it's been so long since I did this, I don't even remember what the segments are, but I will get them pulled up. It's been so long. Wow. Okay. Okay. Alright, right. We have to go over the schedule review. How could I forget that? How could I forget about the schedule reveal? So, the first fairly obvious thing is I have to finish getting the 2 extreme stuff uploaded. I'm not sure if I'm going to spend the time to do them as videos. I might just end up putting them out as polls for the rest of the time. But I do need to finish the Glendale of the Freestyle of the Year tournament for last year. I have a new idea that I think I'm going to do on this channel, but I'm not confident with yet. It's going to be basically the ultimate diecast tournament, where I take some select group, I guess, of diecast vehicles and put them all up against pretty obscure and difficult test, and basically the point is to see, can any of them do it, and if so, which one does it best, and that's how we'll decide the winner and stuff through process of elimination. So that's an idea I have, basically the ultimate diecast trial, but I don't know if that'll be here or not, since it's not really completely monster truck focused, although I could make it that. I would just need to get a bunch of extra trucks that I wouldn't mind getting damaged, because, I mean, when I say it's going to be crazy, I mean it's going to be big time stuff going on there. But apart from that, I'm not really too sure. I mean, obviously I'm going to be doing tons of these. I'm definitely going to do some covers, some cover videos about what's going on with the Monster Jam season, but that's pretty much what this is for, unless I really just need to slip something in there, like a crazy save or something that I wanted to get out there. Trying to think what else is going on here. I might bring back sign-up series. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Originally, I was going to come to this year with the idea that I was going to take some die-cast trucks, die-cast Monster Jam, Hot Wheels monster trucks, stuff like that, and make my own stadium, like championship series, I guess. Gonna make my own championship series, but what I ultimately decided on there is that I still want to do that, but I got too lazy and never made the tours. So it might be easier to go back to around and do the sign-up series again. Just less work, and we're already the second week into the year, and I haven't came up with this idea yet, what the tour is going to be, anything like that, so it's probably going to be easier to do it the other way around, and just do more sign-up series, which is probably what's going to happen. Wow, I'm just all over the place with my speaking today. YouTube in February is going to add a method of monetizing shorts if you get enough views on them. You specifically need 10 million shorts views in 3 months, which I know I cannot pull off, but it is worth trying to grow my shorts identity a little bit more with that time approaching to potentially get monetized in an easier way than 4,000 watch hours. But that's about it for the upcoming plans. I don't really have too much stuff to talk about with that. Now, we do also have to talk about BeamNG, and to be completely honest, I have not thought about making a BeamNG video or doing anything BeamNG in a long time. Frankly, after I do too much of one thing, which is particularly a very strong thing with video games, I get bored of it and I don't want to do it anymore. And when I'm forcing myself to make these big, full, edited productions with BeamNG, I get sick of it really fast. And I've moved on to doing some other stuff with games, and it's not that I'm leaving this channel or anything, but BeamNG specifically I don't really have any big plans for at the moment. Just don't really have plans for BeamNG because it's just a lot of work to where it doesn't feel like a fun game I have to play anymore. It starts to feel more like a job to make the videos for BeamNG. So I just wanted to take a break from that for a little bit, and I haven't really thought about making any BeamNG videos in a hot minute. With that note, it's time to move into the ending of the stream. This is where we basically talk about whatever you guys want to, or the stream ends, because that's what this is for. This is for talking about all the stuff we need to, and then wrapping up. This is basically the wrap-up section. Get, good thoughts out of the way, and any final words. We got some more people flooding in still. Good to see, good to see. We got Dylan the Autobot on the stream now. Throwback on the channel. Sign-up series champion and MJJ Hall of Famer. It's hard to get that many titles. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard question. I'm gonna really think about that one for a hot minute. That's definitely a question that I'm going to need to put a lot of effort into thinking about. Well, it's not necessarily that I have to finish like right now. This is just the last section where we basically just talk about whatever. I mean, I've had this section go for 30-40 minutes before, which is way longer than it is right now. But I agree that I do, but it's harder than you think. Yeah, I haven't done like Roblox monster trucks like that. I haven't done BeamNG. I've just kind of been away from Monster Jam games because I did so much of them that I just got bored of it, realistically. I just got sick of it over time. And I'm gonna come back around to it probably in a month or two, but who knows? But right now, yeah, I don't have any plans for BeamNG. No plans. Well, no plans for any video games as far as monster trucks go, but I have done some stuff in BeamNG where I'll take crawler or something and full send it off a ramp and BeamNG Monster Jam. That's fun. That's what I like doing. I get bored of doing it with monster trucks all the time. I think it's cool. I like it. What the one thing I have to say about it is monster truck bodies are usually pretty basic, you know. They can be complex, but as far as it goes, to talk about what designs look like, they're usually more cartoony and stuff, while the Max D quite literally has, I'm pretty sure, what are real images of fire on the side. So, yeah, it's a good body. I like it. It's just kind of overly realistic as far as graphics go. That's just my thoughts, though. Not that I'm saying it's a bad body. I like it. But, like I said, it just doesn't quite feel like a Monster Jam body. We also got Angel HNL1 here, which is now Mangle the Fox, but the @ is still Angel HNL1. And, I mean, that is, in fairness, the legacy here on the channel. We got everyone being gone, the whole rest of it, and as we get into this last section here, now everyone is joining into the channel. I have been doing more Roblox, but I don't know. The Roblox monster truck games are fun until they're not. That's kind of how I feel with most games. So I've been doing Roblox a lot, like Arsenal and stuff, but I haven't been doing like any Roblox driving stuff, because it's also just not as fun when I have more realistic games and stuff that I can do as far as driving goes. I do want to ask quickly with some people here, what do you guys think about Tom Mentz's truck blowing up in intros? First show of the year. That was a detrimental thing to see. I mean, that's just very upsetting to me. That's the one thing that I would imagine them to do. If it's been an overused engine, I would expect a #1 thing for them to do to get a new engine before the year starts. That's the #1 thing I would have seen them doing. But I guess not, because Tom completely bombed intros of all places. Intros is what he bombed right when he returned. It was a good show, but between the rain, between Matt Pagliarulo's interesting performance there, and just with Tom Mentz being gone, it was a pretty rough show. But I mean, it was kind of all made up super easily by Adam Anderson. I mean, it was the horrible night, and then Adam Anderson comes out and just completely shows everyone wrong. I don't know. I don't even know what happened. He just landed on the back. See, the officials didn't bother to shut that off, but Tyler Menninga slightly rolls over and has a truck in 100% perfect condition, and the officials shut that off. Why? I don't know. But I am glad that Ryan Anderson publicly humiliated them for it over the mic. What show? Oh, San Diego show 2. Tyler Menninga got this crazy safe rollover thing that did no damage to the actual mechanics of the truck, just the body, and the officials completely shut it down, even though the truck was in 100% working condition, and the officials shut it off. And Ryan Anderson publicly announced it over the mics. Tyler Menninga, he goes, "There's one thing that I do want to apologize to you guys about, and that is that Gravedigger wasn't done." The truck was in perfect condition. The officials had to go and shut that off. He could have kept going, and Ryan Anderson had this whole, you know, monologue going off on the officials, and I just want to credit him for that. I mean, it's a total Dennis move. We can see where he got it from, but the honesty that kind of shows what's going on with Monster Jam and the corporate and stuff like that was really, really, really golden to me. Yeah, Oakland was off the bars. I will send that to you. Let me find it. Oakland Monster Jam. I gotta find the Gravedigger, and I'll put that in the box there. I just gotta get this Gravedigger here and show that. Here it is. Here it is. All right. I found it. I'm just gonna put the link and go check it out for yourself. Yeah, it was an interesting first weekend. I mean, Cole Stevens already rolled over on Thunder Roars and broke the body. Tony Oaks barely avoided doing that with a mini flip save. That was actually really cool. He flipped the mini flip, landed on the front tires. He landed on them, and the truck bounced backwards, basically all the way onto the hood. And he gassed it out and fully saved it, and it was a pretty cool save by Tony Oaks. I liked what I did, what he did there. I am gonna also send the I am gonna put the thing in here. Hang on. Here it is. Here it is. Just Yeah, I don't know. I really liked what Ryan did there, though. That was really nice thing for him to pull out there. The Oakland full show, to be completely honest, was kind of lame. There wasn't much going for it outside of Adam's save, but I will send it. You know what? I bet what's happening here is that you just want to see the satisfaction of Max D getting absolutely demolished by Adam Anderson. That's what we want to see here, isn't it? The fact that Max D did terribly. You want to just watch Max D blow up so you could see Gravedigger easily grab the win. That's what this is. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Oakland was a one-show weekend. There was no second show for Oakland. Only San Diego had 2 shows. When we're talking stadiums, obviously arenas always have multiple shows. But talking stadiums, only San Diego had multiple shows. With Ken Block, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I do have to say, with Ken Block no longer with us, it looks like the Hoonigan sponsorship has, for now, been stripped from Ryan Anderson's truck because, I mean, obviously, it's a big load to talk about. I mean, suddenly having the entire owner of a giant company pass away and trying to work out a sponsorship and stuff is not something you'll want to have to go around with. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually very excited to see Velociraptor. I'm very excited to see Velociraptor in Spin Master for multiple reasons. One, just for the overall fact that it's Velociraptor in diecast. But also, it means that Team God Monster isn't going full-time with Monster Machines and is still doing diecast with Spin Master. So that's good to know. They're back with it. I don't know what Jurassic Attack they're gonna be making, if it's gonna be the purple one and stuff, but never know. Yeah, I'm sure that they're still using the same body, but I'm on the Monster Jam website and stuff, where it used to say Son of a Digger powered by Hoonigan. It's all back to Son of a Digger now, just Son of a Digger, not powered by Hoonigan anymore. So I think that they're trying to work that out at the moment, and it's not 100% or anything, so it's removed for now. It's not that he has to step up his game, it's just the fact that who doesn't at least check the engine or put a new one in before the first show of the year? Like, give the truck a fresh reset. If the engine's been getting a lot of wear, or it's just been sitting there for a super long time, obviously, do something with it. Don't just assume that it's going to be in working condition. That's my advice. And of all people to know that, I would assume it to be a driver for, what, 30 years, I think, for Tom Metz. If they did put a new one in, though, like, when? Because say they put a new one in after the, like, say they put a new one in right after the last year's shows ended. Say that happened. Then it had still been sitting there for a while. I don't know, though. Could just be me. No, Max D's been running for 20, but I think Tom Metz started in 92. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Tom made the Max D truck on his 10th year driving. I can't say that for sure, though. Hang on, let me check. I gotta check. Because that could also be wrong. I just know he's been racing for quite a while longer. Yeah, 93. 93 is when he started, so it's been 30 years since Tom Metz started. If they go to an auction house, that's just the straight up wrong thing to do. You can't just put someone's cars in an auction house. You know, that's not how that works. That would be messed up. At least give them to family or something. Not an auction house. Maximum Destruction started in 2003 because of, yeah. I mean, the chassis might have been made in 2000, though. Gravedigger for life. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. They do. There's like the Motorsports Museum that I forget what it's called, where they have, well, motorsports, obviously. So I would at least hope they put something there, like that. What's that one car that he was like driving around the street just a couple weeks ago? He was driving one of his cars down the street. I remember that. I don't know. It's been something that, it's been something like sport wide, is that it's intended to be more kid friendly and like a family thing and stuff. Same reason that they kind of started getting rid of crush cars. They want to keep it a safe environment for everyone, even though I don't see that as a safety hazard. The officials do, and same kind of idea as there. Oh, for me, it's definitely new Monster Jam. It depends what's being classified as old. If old is referring to 20 years ago, new Monster Jam. If old is referring to like early 2010s era, definitely old Monster Jam. But today's Monster Jam compared to 2000 Monster Jam, to me, is way better. And I can't be convinced otherwise. But yeah, it's been like just for basically the attempt of a kid-friendly thing across the whole motorsport, as far as I care to think about it, with all the censorship stuff. Okay, and also, what's the best year? What's the best year for Monster Jam? It's really hard to decide, but I gotta be honest, 2012 was so good. It's just so hard to pick one year, because, I mean, someone could say 2022 is the best year, and I couldn't be mad. I couldn't be mad. 2022 was an incredible year for Monster Jam, and I wouldn't be mad if someone said that. It was a really good year. But I doubt it's even that often that happens. But, I am interested on what other people think. 2019 was a pretty good year. 2019 is a hard contender for the best year. Okay. If I had to maybe pick the 5 best years, it would probably be 2012, 2013, 2019, 2022, and probably 2011. But it's hard to say anything bad about 2014. No, 2016 actually was a really good year. 2016 was one of the best years that Monster Jam has ever seen. 2016 was incredible. 2022 was incredible. Particularly because 2022 is kind of, last year is when Monster Jam really started going back to kind of how it used to be. I guess San Diego kind of completely denied that, but like last year, we saw trucks driving broken, we saw trucks getting crazy saves, we saw trucks getting big air without being shut down. We saw all kinds of stuff that wouldn't have gone before that was going last year, particularly with officials. That is getting destroyed a little bit this year, because I think they did remove crush cars from all the tracks. I could be wrong. I think actually Stadium Tour Blue had crush cars. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But, I would probably say that last year was kind of the year that Monster Jam started going back to kind of its throwback, for lack of a better term, way, where they don't shut everything down. But this year, there's less crush cars, they're shutting more stuff down again, so we'll just have to see how this year takes us. World Finals 15, I don't know. Best World Finals is a hard one. World Finals 15 was really good. Except when it wasn't. It was one of those World Finals that was really good and really bad. To be honest, 2017, it's hard to argue against 2017 because there was just so much good stuff that happened. And the Gravedigger 35th Anniversary Encore only made it all the better. But then 2013 with the Max D Encore and all the other stuff. But then World Finals 20 with all the saves, World Finals 22 with all the saves, crashes, and everything else. But then the Encore kind of ruined it all. World Finals 23 sorry, World Finals 21 is gonna go down as one of the most iconic World Finals, but I wouldn't say it was the best World Finals. But I mean, between the racing finals, between Tom Mentz's Double Down, between Gravedigger's 40th anniversary, between Tom Mentz's Skills Challenge, World Finals 21 is hard to deny as one of the most iconic World Finals ever. Yeah, World Finals 20 was a big mess, but it's hard to say it was bad. Really, the only thing that I didn't like was the racing call. I mean, Skills was a little bit long. Like, it was like, I think Skills went on for like 45 minutes or something. High jump was okay. Freestyle had a lot of good moments, but that was like kind of their peak shutting off trucks time. Like 2019 was both peak shut off all the trucks, but also the time that they wouldn't ever shut off the trucks. But I would never say that World Finals 20 was bad. It just wasn't great. I know it was good, but it wasn't great. Alright, we're, Dylan the Autobot is out for now. Well, not for now. For now is in. This stream is getting close to coming to an end, and it might be until next week. We'll see. We'll get a few more things in there, but, looks like I might be going until about the 50-minute mark unless I get caught in an interesting conversation and can't stop talking, because that has happened here many, many times before. As far as diecast goes, obviously I'm hoping for Thunder Roars, but it's looking like a really good year for diecast. Recreation, New Jester, Axe, which is unfortunately a reused body, but it's still good to have it somewhat. Oh yeah, the voting was bad. The voting and calls for World Finals 20 was bad. But freestyle was pretty good. Not that I'm saying the freestyles themselves were good, but the things in the freestyles were good. Bryce Kenny's save, Heavy D's save, Lindsey Wink's save, Lindsey Reed's save, Justin Sipes' save, Brianna Mahan's entire run, Todd LeDuc and Tom Mentz's giant jumps, and the list just goes on. You know, Bounty Hunter's crazy saves. There was a lot of good stuff going on for World Finals 20. That's kind of overshadowed by how bad the judging was and how bad the calls were by officials and fans. Scariest monster truck crashes? Yeah, no doubt that it would have been World Finals 10. Now it's awesome to watch. Like, I always love watching it. But at the time, like, if I was one of those people, I'm never going back to another Monster Jam show in my life after that. I mean, yeah. That was something. Dennis Anderson, Tampa 2016. I have not seen that. I'm gonna watch it right now. I probably have seen it and just not thought about it. But I want to see this right now. Mute. And let's take a look. It is loading very slowly. He broke his back in 2016 and 2017. Now, how do you do that? He barely even crashed. That was like a basic rollover. Unless we're talking Tampa 2017 from a typo. That would make sense. But 2016 was just a rollover. No, that was 2017. That was Tampa 2017 that he retired. And I remember because that was the year of his anniversary when he ran into such an unfortunate accident. That's something that I can't really forget. I mean, crashing on your anniversary and retiring from it that's a sad thing to happen. World Finals 15, oh, that was just his reaction after he crashed. He turned into a toddler. I mean, I would too. You just broke your entire budget. You broke your back pretty much with a landing like that. You broke and lost every chance of getting a world championship. I mean, I'd be pretty upset too, but it's just so funny to see someone as old as Dennis Anderson just getting full mad because of a crash that he caused pretty clearly himself. Yeah, Tampa 2017 is an unforgettable show, and not for good reasons. It's a show that most people probably would go fine with not remembering. But it's part of Monster Jam history now. And it is something important to acknowledge. As far as Indy crashes go, it's very hard to say. Because it's not super often that we get Indy crashes. And when we do, they're either very minor or very insane. I mean, I wouldn't call it scary, but the crash that Zach Jensen did postseason in, what's the stadium called? I don't remember where it is, but it's, Lucas Oil Stadium, I'm pretty sure, something like that. Zach Jensen just starts flying around the track, hits a full turn, goes flying all around, and lands perfectly upside down. I mean, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen as far as crashes at Indy shows go. No, I'm not saying the 2017 crash was his fault. That I get. But the 2014 crash, he knows what he did. He doesn't have to, you know, be all grumpy pants about it. You're gonna go full speed out a ramp, full send it. You better have crash as your second or first most likely thing on the list. The odds that Todd LeDuc even landed it was not even very high whatsoever. But he did. Dennis Anderson just assumed that it would work out the same way. And, truth behold, it didn't. I mean, what do you expect? You're gonna full send good 50 to 70 feet off a ramp. I'd be ready to crash. Not be upset when I do, because it's my fault. Yeah, it's funny because World Final 17, yeah, that was a pretty interesting World Freestyle. To be completely honest, I don't even remember who won. It's just such a Mad Dennis slander. I mean, it's fair. He's it's pretty funny, to be honest. But I mean, most of the time I can get around it. Like when he's mad at the officials, that I get. That I would do too. But full sending off a ramp and getting mad that you crashed, that I do not get around. And yes, that was his fault, as far as I'm concerned. Damon was a good driver. I don't know the details to what happened between him and Monster Jam. I just know it was something that wasn't basically him retiring. It was something deeper than that. I don't really remember what it was. But I do wish he was still driving now. Now I wonder, who's the funniest driver when they're mad? Like, when blank driver is mad, it's like particularly funny. It's hard to say. I mean, there's a lot of good reactions we've gotten. Like, at the last show I went to, Glendale last October, and he didn't win, and he threw his helmet across the floor and trotted over, and he didn't even, you know, at the end of the show, drivers like go walk around and wave to all the fans. He didn't do that. He just trotted back angrily back to the pits. It was pretty funny to me. Camden Murphy, that's just funny because he's not usually mad. Like, he's known for being one of the, laid back drivers and stuff. And he also does, he's pretty young, right, in the monster truck community. So when he gets mad, it is pretty funny to me. There are some drivers that when they're mad, that's kind of, there's drivers that when they're mad, it's funny, and there's drivers that when they're mad, you better be taking cover. Like, if Jimmy Creedon's mad, that's not, haha, they're mad, it's kind of funny. If Jimmy Creedon's mad, you gotta run away as far as you can. You want to stay as far away from that situation as you can be. The last thing you want to be around is an angry Jimmy Creedon. Yeah, I haven't really seen Camden mad either. Mike Wine? See, that is way too old for me to even comprehend who that is. I feel like that also would have been playing around though. Like, I don't feel like Camden Murphy is one to get genuinely upset about something. Alright. Yeah, we are about at the 1 hour mark, so I think I am going to be wrapping up here. Adam Anderson on his suit. Yeah, it's been a good stream. This is definitely the kind of stream I'd want to pull off to kick off 2023. This might be the record amount of views we've had during our stream. Like, we had several times in the stream where there were 8 people watching. That is a record, personal record. Maybe my entire time streaming, like ever, which started in the beginning of 2020. So it's been a great stream. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully next week's will be just as good. And hopefully that means that the Monster Jam season is better next weekend, so we have better stuff to talk about, because that's going to directly affect how this series goes. Isn't that nice? So if Monster Jam weekend goes really bad next week, that means that this stream is going to be pretty poopy, because I'm going to be in the mood that a bad event just happened, and it's not that exciting of a stream. But I'll see you guys then. It's been a great episode 11. So glad to be back here with the Weekly Updates podcast, and I can't wait to see you.